In the United States, a silent crisis is unfolding in millions of households. It's a crisis that doesn't always show on the surface but eats away at personal well-being, relationships, and the very foundation of a stable life. This crisis is credit card debt, and it is spiraling out of control. Many Americans find themselves trapped, unable to devise a way to pay off their balances, yet continuing to accumulate more debt or open new cards just to stay afloat. Today, we need to explore exactly how this form of debt is ruining lives, a reality I've seen firsthand as people struggle under its immense weight, their personal lives crumbling around them. The numbers paint a stark picture. Recent data shows that the average credit card debt has surged by more than a quarter, placing an unbearable load on American wallets and the wider economy. For a majority of people, this isn't about funding luxuries. It's about survival. More than half of all Americans cannot afford an unexpected $400 emergency without resorting to a credit card, and the prospect of a $1,000 emergency is even more daunting. Compounding this pressure, credit card companies are actively reducing risk by lowering credit limits, taking away the very emergency fund people have come to depend on. The cycle is vicious. Individuals are forced to put daily essentials like utility bills and groceries on credit, not because they want to, but because their income simply doesn't cover their basic costs. This situation creates a dangerous illusion of financial stability, even for those with high incomes. Consider the story of one man who shared his financial reality. He is currently $133,000 in debt. A staggering $110,000 of that debt is tied up in his truck, a camper, and his partner's car. He earns a respectable $110,000 a year working in an oil field, a demanding and often precarious job. On the surface, a six-figure salary should provide a comfortable life. Yet, his vehicle and camper debt alone matches his entire annual take-home pay. He admits to using his credit cards to pay most of his bills, a strategy he mistakenly believes helps his credit score. The reality is, he is living on a knife's edge. His financial security is entirely dependent on keeping his high-paying job, creating a level of stress that is simply unsustainable. This financial stress inevitably bleeds into our personal lives, becoming one of the leading causes of divorce. While many assume infidelity is the primary reason marriages fail, financial stress is often the more potent and corrosive force. Studies show that a significant percentage of marriages fail within the first 7 years due to financial incompatibility. When two partners are not aligned on their financial objectives, when one is a spender and the other a saver, or when one is dismissive of large credit card balances, it creates a constant source of friction and resentment. The home, which should be a sanctuary, becomes a battleground over money. This debt-fueled lifestyle isn't an accident. It's often driven by the pressure to celebrate life's major milestones in a commercially approved way. Think about it. A high school or college graduation is followed by a celebratory vacation, put on a credit card. Buying a new home is immediately followed by furnishing it, all financed with debt. When the kids go back to school, a last-minute trip to Disneyland for thousands of dollars seems like a necessity. And as Christmas approaches, the desire to give children an incredible holiday leads parents to charge gifts they cannot afford, spending the first 2 months of the new year anxiously awaiting a tax refund to bail them out. Perhaps most tragically, this debt crisis is disproportionately affecting younger generations. It's people in their 20s and 30s who are racking up astronomical debts, driven by the intense social pressure to keep up. In today's culture, there's a perceived need to have the newest cell phone, the latest sneakers, and a new car every few years. One young woman confessed that her worst purchases were clothes and online courses. She had a bed full of clothes she didn't need and had spent thousands on self-paced online courses she never finished, seeing them as a quick fix to make money. The irony is profound. People are going into debt to acquire things that provide no real value, or worse, to pay for tools they hope will get them out of debt. This is precisely why credit card debt is so ruinous. It isn't just about the numbers on a statement. It's about the life that is sacrificed to service those numbers. People are stressed, forced to work more hours just to make minimum payments that will take them over a decade to complete. Their relationships are falling apart because they can no longer agree on what they can afford. The constant worry erodes their focus at work and their peace at home. The solution begins with a simple but difficult acknowledgement. To minimize the financial stress in your life, you must break the dependency on credit cards.